can find A by eliminating C and B. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. And 1 minus 2, you will get A into alpha square minus beta square plus B into alpha minus beta. C is cancelled is equal to 0. And therefore you can divide with alpha minus beta because I am taking 3 distinct roots, alpha, beta, gamma. So I can divide with alpha minus beta to get this equation. Similarly, so if you subtract 3 from minus 2, what you will get? A into beta plus gamma plus B is equal to 0. Okay, so this is 4 and this is 5. And again 4 minus 5. So A into alpha plus beta minus gamma. So alpha minus gamma, B minus B cancelled is equal to 0. But these are 3 distinct roots. Alpha cannot be equal to gamma. And therefore A is equal to 0. See what we get? A is equal to 0. So if you substitute A is equal to 0 here, what you will get? B is equal to 0. So if you substitute both A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0 here, what happens? C is equal to 0. See what happened? So A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0 at the same time. So it cannot happen. Therefore, it cannot have more than 2 roots. So the number of roots of the quadratic equation is, the number of distinct roots of the quadratic equation is at most 2. Okay. Suppose whenever a person says that, so this equation has 3 roots or more than 2 roots, then what is the conclusion? A0, B0, C0. That means 0 into x square plus 0 into x plus 0 is equal to 0. Then not only 3 roots, it has infinitely many roots. So you write any number in place of x, that is always satisfied. So if you write x is equal to 1 lakh, no problem. X is equal to minus 1 crore, no problem. So that's why this is called an identity. So whenever we say that ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 has more than 2 roots, then it becomes identity. It has infinitely many solutions. That means every real number is a solution. Okay, right on. If the equation ax square plus bx plus c, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 has more than 2 roots, then a is equal to 0, b is equal to 0 and c is equal to 0. And c is equal to 0. That is the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 becomes an identity. Okay. So see one problem. The equation a into a minus 1 into x square plus a square minus 1 into x plus a square minus 3a plus 2 is equal to 0. Has infinite solutions. Then what is A? See, this has infinite solutions. We know that a quadratic equation has only 2 solutions. But given that it has infinite solutions, that means it is an identity. That means all these quotients must be equal to 0. So a into a minus 1 is equal to 0. A square minus 1 is equal to 0. A square minus 3a plus 2 also must be equal to 0. So all these three hold good simultaneously. So what is the common value of a? That is the answer. So here, what is a? A may be equal to 0 or 1. What is a here? A may be plus 1 or minus 1. And what are the factors of this? A minus 1 into a minus 2 is equal to 0. That implies a may be equal to 1 or 2. But these three hold good simultaneously. That means at the same time, these three hold good. That means what is the common value of a? 1. So if a is equal to 1 only, all these three become 0. So the value of a is 1. Okay. Any doubts? Next. See, suppose the quadratic equation or quadratic expression x square plus x plus 1. So, what is the sign? What is the sign of this expression if you substitute 4 or if you substitute minus 10 like that? So, what is the observation here? See, this is equal to, this is nothing but x plus a half whole square, that is x square plus x plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 plus 1, that is plus 3 by 4. See, this is non-negative. This is always positive. Therefore, the sum is always greater than 0. The sum is always greater than 0. Okay, whatever may be the value of x, even though you write a very least negative value, for example minus 1000, so it becomes minus whole square.
Sir,
Okay?
sir,
Right?
sir, ఒక announcement.
Okay.
Exam 4:30 to 6 login time today. Dear students, today exam login time 4:30 to 6, 4:30 to 6 p.m. Today exam login time. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So did you listen that? So your login times are from 4:30 to 6. That means your classes will be in between 2:30 and 4 only in the afternoon session. So it will be, each class will be of half an hour duration. Okay. So let us see if we have any doubts in the yesterday's homework. So we can see in the afternoon session. Right. So x square plus x plus 1 can be written as x plus half whole square plus 3 by 4. Therefore, whatever may be the value of x, it may be 0, positive, negative. This is always positive. So this is greater than 0 for all real numbers. For all real numbers. See, that is the first observation. And second one, x square plus 2x plus 1. So what about the sign of this expression? So this is simply nothing but x plus 1 whole square. X plus 1 whole square. So if x is equal to minus 1, then it becomes 0. For every other value, this is always greater than 0. That means it is always greater than or equal to 0. In fact, this is greater than 0. It is greater than 0 for every real number. For every real number except only one number. What is that number? X is equal to minus 1. So if you substitute minus 1, then you will get 0. But for every other number, it may be negative, positive, or 0. It will always be positive. So this is second observation. See here, what is the discriminant? What is the discriminant? B square minus 4ac. 1 minus 4 minus 3 negative. The roots are imaginary. Okay. So here, what is the discriminant? Discriminant is 0. So roots are equal. So again, we see another case in the discriminant negative case. Suppose x square minus x plus 1 is equal to 0, or minus x square plus x minus 1 is the expression. Minus x square plus x minus 1 is the expression. Therefore, I will take minus common. X square minus x plus 1, that is minus of x minus 1 by 2 whole square, x square minus x plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. And therefore, this is minus of x minus 1 by half whole square minus 3 by 4. See what happened? This is always non-negative, but there is minus in front of that. Therefore, this is always less than 0. This is always less than 0. Whatever will be the value of x, this is always less than 0. So, when discriminant is negative, two cases arise. Whether every quadratic expression is always positive, for every quadratic expression this is always negative. For every value of x, this is always negative. So, what is the difference between these two? If you observe, quotient of x square, here it is positive, and here it is negative. Therefore, we are going to write a theorem. We are going to prove a theorem. What is the theorem? If the quadratic equation has imaginary roots, and if x square quotient is positive, this is always positive. So no matter whatever may be the value of x you substitute, that is always positive. Similarly, if the quadratic equation has imaginary roots, then if quotient of x square is negative, and this is always negative, whatever may be the value of x. Okay, so that is the first result. And the second result is if the discriminant is 0, if the discriminant is 0, the roots are equal, except that repeated root, the quadratic expression is always positive. For that root, the expression will be negative or 0. For the remaining values of x, the expression is always positive. So just we saw an example, and now we will do that. So what is the problem? So again, there is net problem. Praneeth?
Sir, we cannot hear you properly, sir. Your voice is breaking.
Okay. Okay, I'll change form. Just So right, sorry students, sorry for the inconvenience. Is it okay now? Now I will ask Sheikh Aram Raja.
Yes, sir, it is fine.
Okay, nice. Okay, so you don't worry. So you didn't miss anything. Just now you prove theorem. From the theorem also you can understand this once again. Just I gave one example only to understand that. See what happens is, consider the function fx is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So a question is, what is the sign of this expression if you are substituting the values of x? So if you substitute the values of x 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 like that. So any problem? Yoganand?
There is no problem, sir. Forgot to lower hand.
Okay. So see, consider this quadratic expression. Suppose case 1. What is case 1? Discriminant is less than 0. That means roots are imaginary. What is meant by less than 0? B square minus 4ac less than 0. That means 4ac minus b square greater than 0. So remember that. Right. And now write this expression. Fx is equal to a into x square plus b by a into x plus c by a. So we have done this so many times. A into, this is x plus b by a whole square. So x square plus 2 into b by a. This one is b by 2a. So b square 2 into x into b by 2a means b by ax plus extra term is b square by 4a square. So I am writing minus b square by 4a square plus c by a. So this is equal to a into x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4a square is LCM 4ac minus b square by 4a square. Right? And now this is always positive. See, 4ac minus b square. This is always positive and this is always non-negative. Of course, it may be 0 at least. So 0 plus positive means this is always positive. That means the entire sign of this expression depends on a. If a is positive, the product is positive because it is already positive. If a is negative, this product is negative. That means if a is positive, fx is positive. If a is negative, fx is negative. And hence a and fx will have same sign for all x belongs to capital R. Okay. For example, delta less than 0. 3x square plus bx plus c is the quadratic expression. Then what is f of 5? Now I am not asking the value. What is the sign of that f of 5? It is positive. F of 0 positive. F of minus 100 positive. So for any value of x, this quadratic expression has always positive sign because x square quotient is positive. When discriminant less than 0, that is roots are imaginary. Suppose this quotient is minus 3, then that is always negative. So this is the first observation. So write that. First point. Let f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, ax square plus bx plus c, and the roots of f of x is equal to 0. The roots are f of x is equal to 0 are imaginary. That is delta less than 0. That is delta less than 0. Then a and ax square plus bx plus c A and ax square plus bx plus c will have same sign. Will have same sign for all x belongs to capital R. For all x belongs to capital R. Okay, so we can write that like this also. That is if a greater than 0, then ax square plus bx plus c greater than 0 for all x. If a less than 0, then ax square plus bx plus c less than 0 for all x. So write down. Okay. So any doubt in this? Right. So by the diagram, it is very clear actually, because we know that every quadratic expression represents a parabola. If x square quotient is positive, the parabola is open upwards. If delta less than 0 means it has no real roots. That means it should not intersect or touch the x-axis. Therefore, the parabola will be like this. So whenever you see this graph, immediately you have to conclude that a must be positive and no real roots. That is delta less than 0. Or whenever these two conditions are given, the diagram may be of this type. Similarly, suppose the diagram is like this, then what is the conclusion? X square quotient must be negative and no real roots. Delta must be negative. So draw those two diagrams. Sriram.
Sir, what will if the graph touch the x-axis only for one time?
That is second case. We will see that. We
Okay,
will
sir.
see that, okay?
Okay, sir.
And see now case 2. So what is that case? F of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. And what is the case? Delta is equal to 0. So what is meant by delta is equal to 0? B square minus 4ac is equal to 0. You know that the roots are equal if the discriminant is 0. Isn't it? So that means it should touch the x-axis, or we observe by algebraic way first. So what is the previous expression? A into x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 4a. Okay, so discriminant is 0. So this becomes 0. So it is nothing but a into x plus b by 2a whole square. See, whenever x is equal to minus b by 2a, it is 0. Otherwise, it is always positive. And hence, once again, the entire expression depends on a. If a is positive, the expression is a. If a is negative, the entire expression is negative. Okay? And therefore, a and f of x. F of x means ax square plus bx plus c will have same sign for all x belongs to capital R except one number. What is that number? This minus b by 2a. Just at that number it will have a solution. That means it touches x-axis. Otherwise, for every other value of x, both of these expressions will have same sign. If it is positive, it is positive for every other value of x. If it is negative, it is also negative. So this is case 2. Right down. F of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Here the roots are equal. That is, delta is equal to 0. Delta is equal to 0. That is b square minus 4ac is 0. Then a and ax square plus bx plus c. A and ax square plus bx plus c will have same sign. Will have same sign. For all x belongs to r minus of minus b by 2a. R minus of minus b by 2a. Okay. And now you can see the diagram for this now. That is, so b square minus 4ac is 0 means roots are repeated. That means it touches the x-axis like this. Okay. So here, if you observe, a is positive and delta must be 0. So if delta is 0, roots are repeated. That is nothing but this is minus b by 2a. See, at minus b by 2a, the value is 0. For rest of the x values, it is always positive. So when if a greater than 0 and if you observe delta is equal to 0, then this will be the diagram. Suppose this is the diagram. So this is delta is equal to 0 and a is negative. At this point, that is at minus b by 2a. So you will get the value of the function as 0, and for the rest of the x values, that is always negative. So if a is negative, delta 0, this is the diagram. If a greater than 0, delta is equal to 0, this is the diagram. Okay, the diagram may be here, or maybe here, or maybe here, but it should touch the x-axis. That is important. Okay, for the lateral movements, it depends on the values of b and c. We discuss later. Now, any doubts? Saideep. Pushkar, any doubts?
Sir, can you explain once again, sir? My connection was lost.
Okay, I will explain the next one. See, so in these 2 points, what you observe is, you can write like this. In these 2 points, so this one is delta less than 0, a greater than 0. And this one, delta less than 0, a less than 0. So for this parabola, delta is equal to 0, a greater than 0. And for this parabola, delta is equal to 0, a less than 0. So that entire description can be drawn like this. You can remember like this. So Mohammed has some doubts. Mohammed.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, for all these cases, only parabola graph is only there, sir.
Because every quadratic expression is always a parabola.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so ax square plus bx plus c always represents a parabola.
Yes, sir.
But what is the position? That depends upon delta and a.
Yes, sir.
So mute yourself. And the third case. So we have seen delta less than 0 and delta is equal to 0. What about delta greater than 0? That is b square minus 4ac greater than 0. That means roots are real and distinct. So two roots are there. Two real roots are there. Let alpha comma beta be distinct real roots. Distinct real roots. Then what happens? The quadratic expression can be written like this simply. We need not go for the previous one. This can be written as a into x minus alpha into x minus beta. So if the roots are distinct, then this quadratic expression can be written like this. See, now suppose x less than alpha. Now what is the order of alpha and beta? Assume that alpha less than beta. Assume that alpha less than beta. Okay, and suppose x less than alpha, then what happens? X minus alpha is negative, x minus beta is also negative. That means the product is positive. Suppose x greater than beta, then clearly x minus beta greater than 0. If x is greater than beta, obviously x greater than alpha also. So x minus alpha greater than 0. That implies x minus alpha into x minus beta greater than 0. See, whenever x less than alpha or x greater than beta, this product is always positive. This product is always positive. Therefore, whether this is positive or negative, again depends on a. So if a is positive, the expression is positive. If a is negative, the expression is negative. Okay, that means again we can write like this. If the discriminant greater than 0 and the roots are alpha and beta, then if x less than alpha or x greater than beta, then a and this quadratic expression have same sign. That is the first subcase here. And see, next subcase here. Suppose alpha less than x less than beta. X lies in between alpha and beta. Then clearly x minus alpha positive and x minus beta is negative. So positive into negative, negative. That means x minus alpha into x minus beta negative. And see, this is the only case in which this quadratic expression and a will have opposite signs, because this product is negative. If you take a positive, then the product will be negative. If you take a negative, negative into negative becomes positive. Therefore, if the values of x lies in between alpha and beta, then for all those values of x, a and ax square plus bx plus c will have opposite signs. Therefore, we can draw like this. See, this one. See here. So, distinct roots, delta greater than 0. Open upwards, a positive. Then observe here. So, in between alpha and beta. So, if you take the numbers in between alpha and beta, so the quadratic expression is negative because it is below x-axis. So, this is negative. Okay. But x square quotient is positive. Similarly, if x greater than beta and this expression is positive, a is positive. If x less than alpha, quadratic expression is positive, a is positive. Suppose the parabola is like this. So delta greater than 0, distinct roots. Delta greater than 0, a is negative. Then you observe between alpha and beta, for the numbers in between alpha and beta, the quadratic expression is positive because it is above x-axis. But a is negative. That means A and that quadratic expression will have opposite signs in between alpha and beta. So this is the result. Write down case 3. Let f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now suppose delta greater than 0. That is, roots are real and distinct. Roots are real and distinct. Let alpha comma beta be distinct real roots and alpha less than beta. And alpha less than beta. So you write this also. This is very useful. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to a into x minus alpha into x minus beta. Then here 2 points are there. First point, if x less than alpha or x greater than beta, if x less than alpha or x greater than beta, then a comma ax square plus bx plus c, a comma ax square plus bx plus c will have same sign. Will have same sign. Second point. Second point. If alpha less than x less than beta, if alpha less than x less than beta, then a comma ax square plus bx plus c will have opposite signs. So this is called sign of the quadratic expression ax square plus bx plus c, whether that is positive or negative, where it is positive, where it is negative. Okay, so we can use these concepts in the problems. And now any doubts? Sriram,
Sir, once I explain the situation x greater than alpha.
x greater than alpha, not greater than alpha. X lies in between
Between
alpha
alpha.
and beta, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Or x less than alpha.
X less than alpha, sir. Once explained.
Okay. X less than alpha means x minus alpha is negative. So because
Yes,
x less than alpha, x less than beta also. See this one, x less than alpha less than beta. So x less than beta also. Therefore x minus beta is also negative. So this is negative, this is negative. So negative into negative becomes positive. Okay? And therefore, so x minus alpha into x minus beta is positive. This is positive. Therefore, if A is positive, this entire expression is positive. If A is negative, this entire expression is negative. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, just we will do one problem. So, in general, so it is asked in intermediate examinations, competitive examinations also. Write down, find the range of find the range of x square plus x plus 1 by x square minus x plus 1. Find the range of x square plus x plus 1 by x square minus x plus 1. That is ax square plus bx plus c by some another function, quadratic expression. So this is a function. What is the range of this? What is the maximum value of this? And what is the minimum value of this? Of course, this particular model we can get in easy way, but this is the general procedure. Observe what is the procedure. Now I want to finally find the range of y. Range of this function means range of y. So by cross multiplication, what you will get? Yx square minus yx plus y is equal to x square plus x plus 1. That implies y minus 1 into x square minus yx minus x minus y plus 1 into x plus y minus 1 is equal to 0. See, it's a quadratic equation in x, isn't it? It's a quadratic equation in x. What is x here? X is always a real number. Therefore, for this quadratic equation, since x is real, what is the nature of the roots? Discriminant must be greater than or equal to 0. Discriminant must be greater than or equal to 0. So that implies discriminant b square minus 4ac So b square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0. So that implies, so you expand this y square plus 2y minus 1 minus 4 into y square minus 2y plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. So y square minus 4y square minus 3y square plus 2y plus 8y plus 10y minus 1 minus 4, isn't it? So this is minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So any doubts? Funny Harshit.
Sir, in that y square plus 2y plus 1 should be there, sir.
So any mistake? Okay,
Yes,
let us
sir.
see once again. Yx square minus yx plus y is equal to x square plus x plus 1. So this one, y minus 1 into x square minus yx minus x, it is okay. Y minus 1 is equal to 0. And x is real, discriminant greater than or equal to 0. B square minus 4ac, it is also okay. So y square plus 2y, oh it is plus 1.
Yes, sir.
Right? So y square plus 2y plus 1. So minus 4 into y square minus 2y plus 1. So once again I will change this. Minus 3y square plus 2y plus 8y plus 10y. 1 minus 4 minus 3. Okay, okay. Right. And multiply with minus, you will get 3y square minus 10y plus 3 less than or equal to 0. And what are the factors of this? So 3y square minus 9y minus y plus 3 less than or equal to 0. 3y into y minus 3 minus of y minus 3 less than or equal to 0. Y minus 3 into 3y minus 1 less than or equal to 0. So y minus 1 by 3 into y minus 3 less than or equal to 0. And therefore, y belongs to, so y belongs to closed interval 1 by 3 comma 3. So that is the range. So y should lie in between 1 by 3 and 3. Therefore, what is the minimum value of 1 by y? 1 by 3. What is the maximum value of y? 3. Y is nothing but this quadratic expression. Okay. So write down this. So in the afternoon session, we will write the shortcut for this also. Right. Now, up to this, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Funny Harshit.
Funny Harshit.
No, sir, nothing.
No, nothing. Nice. Akash. Akash.
Sir, how you got ax square plus bx plus c is equal to into x minus alpha into x minus beta, sir? Before this question.
The previous one.
Yes, sir.
So what are the roots of that quadratic equation we have? The roots. Can we write the equation as x minus alpha into x minus beta is equal to 0?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But what is the quadratic expression? Ax square plus bx plus c. What is the coefficient of x square?
A.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And now if you expand x minus alpha into x minus beta, what you will get? X square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. But quotient of x square is 1 only. Therefore, it will be tallied if you write a in front of x minus alpha, x minus beta. Okay?
Oh, okay, sir. So and here x is real, then how delta is greater than or equal to 0?
Where?
Say in this question.
In this question.
Yes, sir.
So x is real. Because x is real, in this quadratic equation, since x is real, discriminant must be greater than or equal to 0. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we'll see. So simply we can do this. In the afternoon we can see. So meanwhile I will ask Ram.